Hey there guys, Goku here, and welcome back to another installment of Goku Reacts. Today we are reacting to an Odd Ones Out video called Growing Up Without Cable. This was suggested by one of you in the comments. You also suggested a few other stuff that I might be able to react to today, but we'll see. But, as you guys know, links to the original video will be in the descriptions down below, so please go support the official release, and if you can, like and subscribe, turn those notifications, that little bell in the corner in the bottom there, just so you know when I upload next. Now without further ado, let's get into this reaction, shall we? Here we go!
Imagine if Netflix, YouTube, and Hulu never existed.
Oh my god,
what would
no.
you be watching right now?
I'd be
Would
outside
you be
playing.
watching this? I don't think so. You'd be watching this box right here. A television? On this device,
What's that?
instead of picking
I don't
what
think
you
I've
wanted
ever
to
seen
watch
that
and when
before.
you wanted to watch it, the television would decide all that
Television.
for you. And instead of watching a single 5-second skippable ad in the beginning, you'd have to watch 5 30-second long unskippable ads.
Yep,
Can you
commercials.
think of anything more annoying?
I do not
An
miss them.
advertisement right in the middle of your show?
Really?
Nice.
Nice.
Or trying to discourage
Nice.
an unhealthy habit of watching too much TV. But growing up, my parents didn't have cable television at all in the house.
I had
now,
4
in this
kids
modern
and
day and
PBS
age
kids.
of online content,
You know,
some of you
on
are
top
living
of that with all the
perfectly
other channels I
content
had watched.
lives
I had
without
cable.
I know I am. But you have to understand, in the early 2000s, online video wasn't a thing.
It really
YouTube
wasn't.
was created in 2005.
Oh, I remember that! Oh, that takes
This
me
guy
back.
at a zoo?
That takes
That's
me back.
lame. So being an early 2000s kid, you had to get your
Same.
cartoons through the TV. And if your parents didn't
Well,
pay
my voice
$65
actor.
a
Not me,
month
but
to
my
get
voice
cable,
actor.
then you didn't get the channels with SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, or Courage the Cowardly
He
Dog.
did, though.
The only thing you got was this green brother
Oh,
and
PBS
sister called
Kids.
PBS Kids.
Yep.
And whatever these things were.
Those are
PBS
Tubby
Kids
Tubbies, you
stands for
douche.
Public Broadcasting Service. Kids. That meant all the shows on PBS Kids were government or privately funded. So the
Yep.
shows on PBS didn't really have
Oh,
any
they had Dragon
commercials per
Tales.
se, but they
They
did have
had-
the same sponsorship ads that would play a message before
I remember
every
Clifford
show.
the Big Red
If you grew up
Dog.
on PBS Kids, then Juicy Juice.
Oh!
and Where a
Kid can be a kid.
is just
Oh!
engraved in your memory.
It is
And also,
engraved.
every show would thank
Where a
you, the
kid can
viewer,
be a
for
kid.
watching,
Where a
and I think
kid
that's
can
really
be a
nice.
kid.
So, everyone watching this, you're welcome. I'm kind of glad my parents didn't buy cable.
Oh, you
Because
are
instead of
missing
spending
out.
hours of my time watching mindless television.
Mindless?
I spent hours of my time watching television with morals.
You weren't watching the right television then if
math.
you think
Yep,
what
a
we
lot of shows
watched
on
back in the
PBS
day
were
was
either
mindless.
educational or taught you how to be a good person. The shows I'm going to
Meh.
mention had pretty crazy concepts, but the conflicts in each episode were very down-to-earth and slice-of-lifey, almost like the shows
That's
made
for any show
children,
that's good.
Like in Clifford the Big Red
Even
Dog.
SpongeBob had
It's
it.
a show about this girl's dog
I love
who
Clifford the
grew
Big
up
Red
to be the
Dog.
size of a freaking house for no reason except for the fact that the girl loved the dog so much that he grew up to be a monster. So that means if your dog is normal-sized, you don't love it enough.
Oh my god,
And it
no.
probably doesn't love you. So,
Oh.
yeah, a giant red dog is a pretty weird premise, but the episodes were about
It was a good
everyday
show,
things.
though. It really
like this
was.
blue dog feels bad that he tore up his owner's sweater, and his friends tell him to just be honest, and he does, and everyone's happy. Or the episode where this new dog moves into town, but he's missing a leg, and then Clifford and his friends have to learn that having 3 legs still means you can accomplish a lot of things any normal human can do. I mean, dog. And I rate this show a 10 out of 10. Next
Damn
is
right.
Dragon Tales. The show about
Oh!
dragons, kid
I love
friends.
Dragon
They're
Tale. It was one of my
so big, it's
favorites.
not so brave of
Oh
heart.
snap, you played a theme
They're so
song!
shy, but so very smart. There's Zack and Wheezy and their tales of fun.
Hey!
No 2 heads are better than 1.
Dragon Tales, Dragon Tale, all the time for Dragon Tale.
The show was
Damn
pretty
it!
Similar to Clifford.
I was getting into
Characters would
that.
Spend an episode learning everyday things like how to do a cartwheel, or they would try to make it rain
Oh,
so they could show
oh
their
my-
friend what a
oh, the
rainbow looks
memories.
like. And there was
The
also this
memories.
grandpa dragon who knew Spanish for some
For
reason.
whatever reason. He
And
was
that
sweet,
wasn't
though. He
the
was
weirdest
sweet.
thing on the show, actually. There was also a dragon character in a wheelchair.
I don't know when I stopped
which,
watching that
just
show, but
like Clifford,
I
is
don't
a
know.
Good character because
Just
it teaches
love
kids
Dragon
that disabled
Tales.
people are still people who can accomplish a lot of things.
That seems to be-
But I think it's a weird combination of two.
Seems to be the
things.
premise of a lot of those shows.
dragon, a mythical beast known for destroying cities, In a wheelchair? If you wanted to stop a
You
dragon
do
from
realize
destroying your city,
cartoons aren't
you
supposed
just
to
don't
make sense,
install
right?
wheelchair ramps anywhere. I should stop talking. I rate the show a 10 out of 10.
Damn right you
now
are.
Let's talk about Arthur. Here's some fun
Oh,
trivia.
Arthur. The
Arthur is
aardvark.
supposed to be an aardvark.
Yep.
Personally, I don't see it. Basically,
I
it's
don't
a
see
show
it either,
about
but
Arthur and his
it's what
other
he
furry
is.
friends learning lessons.
See, that's
but
more
Arthur
accurate.
tended to tackle more serious subjects than the other two shows. Like, they have episodes where DW hears her parents get in a fight.
I
and she
remember that
worries about them
episode.
getting
I
a
remember Arthur
divorce,
punched
or the episode
her.
where Arthur Falcon punches
Yep,
his
no,
little
he
sister,
actually mentioned
and
it, yep.
having to deal with someone you know getting cancer.
What? Cancer?
The character gets treatment and lives, by the way.
Yeah, because it's a cartoon.
Because it's a kid's show.
And, you know, they don't
10
want
out
to show
of
nobody
10.
die,
Next,
but,
let's
you know.
talk about my favorite show on PBS Kids. Cyber Chase.
Oh, Cyber Chase. I only watched like a few episodes of that. But it had that, like, very teensy type of feel to it.
This show didn't teach kids morals or how to properly treat the disabled. It taught them something far more important.
Numbers.
Math.
Yep,
Cyber Chase
numbers
is set
and
inside a
math.
virtual computer world, and this one character named Motherboard was supposed to be the queen.
Looking back at it now, it's a
protector of
lot
this
weirder
world,
than I remember
but
it
she
to
sucks
be.
at her job
Looking
because
back
the
at
villain
it.
of the show, Christopher Lloyd, infects her with a virus.
Didn't this
So
show
now
get
these three
canceled?
kids
Or
have to go
I don't
on
know.
adventures using math
Like I said, it was
principles
one
to
of those
thwart the
shows that
bad
was
guys'
kind of
plans to save
for me.
Mommyboard. Motherboard? Motherboard?
Wasn't
Mommy.
like I didn't think it was bad. It
Mom,
just
come back.
I
Mommy,
just don't
no.
know.
We need to save Mommyboard. And unlike all the other shows,
I was busy.
this
I was
show
switching in
had an
between that and Forge
overarching
Kids.
story.
You know.
The kids would always get this close to saving Motherboard, but nothing they did worked. When I was a kid,
That's
I
kind of a
always
recurring theme
wondered
of a lot
how
of
much
shows,
longer
though.
it would be until they finally saved her,
Probably never.
and they never did.
Yep,
The
never
show's
did.
been going on for 16 years, and they're
What?
still
There's-
learning
it's
new
still
math
around?
principles, trying to
Thought
save
it was canceled.
Motherboard. I think they're at calculus at this point. The show is teaching you slower than an actual school. What kind of a show makes you wait 16 years for a conclusion?
Samurai
Cyber
Jack.
Chase does, and it's one of the best shows ever created. 10 out of 10. One last show I want to bring up is called Caillou. All you need to know about Caillou
Caillou's a
is that
dick!
I hate him. Caillou is a 4-year-old and a demon.
I
He
hated this
throws a
show.
tantrum
Oh
whenever
my
he doesn't
god.
get his way. Even in his theme song, he mentions how much of a brat he is. Growing up is not so tough, except when I've had enough. And
I
he's crying like a
hated
child.
I
Well,
hated
you're gonna have
Caillou.
to grow up, Caillou. The world doesn't revolve around you. Now you might be thinking, James, this kid is 4 years old. Of course he's going to be a brat. And I agree.
The
but a big
parents
problem with
allowed
Caillou
it, though.
Isn't the fact that he's a brat, but it's with his spineless parents.
Oh
Caillou's
my
mom
god.
just lets him get away
With
with
everything.
Whenever I misbehave,
Where was the
you know what happened to me?
lessons?
I had to go sit in the timeout corner. You know what happens to Caillou? Nothing.
You got time out.
Does
Y'all
Caillou
got
ever
it.
get punished? It's always his
Oh my
mom
god.
being like,
I have a lot to
"Caillou,
say on
that wasn't
this
very nice. Now
afterwards.
go behave, okay? 0 out of 10 with the show with just the
I see what you did say, Tom, in the background.
There was a lot of non-animated shows that I still watch.
Sesame
but
Street, all that
whatever,
good
I could
stuff.
just say that these shows fit the theme of my channel. Or it could make a part 2. I can do whatever I want.
Hey,
now,
yeah,
as
go
a
ahead, go
diehard
ahead.
PBS fanboy, I think I speak for everyone when I say that what PBS was missing was a crossover episode.
Yes.
How hard would it have been for the Clifford people and the Dragon
That's-
Tales
see,
people
that's
to
where
coordinate an episode
the-
where
that
the
show
three-legged
failed
dog finds
and
the dragon scale. He could dig
the
it
other
up out of the
shows, you
sand
know,
'cause dogs
shine.
like
I mean,
to
I
dig,
got my
except
Dexter's
this dog wouldn't be that good at
Laboratory.
digging.
No,
And
not
then
my
he'd
Dexter's
meet up
Laboratory,
with
my
the
Jimmy
wheelchair
Neutron
dragon and they
and
could
my
be best
Fairly Odd
friends.
Parents
I would've
crossover.
loved
I didn't
that.
ask for it,
As
but I
much
still
as
got
I'm
it.
joking about it, as a kid, I actually really wanted a crossover episode between the shows Clifford and Clifford's Puppy Days, which is another show that follows Clifford before he was interesting.
When he was a
when he
pup.
was tiny.
Yeah, when he was a
So
pup.
before Emily Elizabeth loved him. So there was a bunch
Oh.
of new characters that all knew Clifford when he was little, and the two shows existed in the same universe, so it wouldn't have been that unbelievable for Clifford to visit his childhood home, and then all the other characters
It
who used to
really
call him
wouldn't have.
small or Squirt would see him now and be like, wow! What the f happened to you? You see, it's funny because it's a kid's show and you wouldn't expect
I
him to
got
say
big
that.
and
I
I'll come and
waited
take my
patiently
revenge.
for that crossover episode.
And
But
it
it
never
never
came.
But at least I have fan fiction. George, he wagged his tail and smiled.
Okay.
Clifford, it's so good to see you. Nuzzled
Okay.
him as a greeting.
What?
Nice to see you too.
Uh,
It's been over 7 years since I last saw you.
What the fudge is
Yeah.
this?
It had, Clifford said happily.
Uh,
George turned his back to the hill. Here I come. There's no quotation marks, by the way. He got ready to tackle him. He punched George off.
What's with the
and they rolled
Saitama
down.
references?
Then when
Always
they got
One
to the
Punch
bottom,
Man.
George pinned Clifford, who was panting. The three looked at the two of them, who seemed to be having a staring contest.
No.
So they decided
No,
to go
this is not. No,
somewhere else.
I don't like
Both
this.
laughed and Clifford got off of him. He sat down and waited for George to stand up. So, what are we gonna do?
What the fudge is
Red Dog
this?
said while quickly getting into a playing position.
Ew.
Okay, that's enough. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Did any of you watch these shows as a kid?
Yes, I
That's
did,
cool, I
and
guess.
I'm done. I'm
As you
done.
could
I'm
probably
done.
tell, I didn't post anything
I'm
at
done.
all in the month of May.
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you, James. I'm done. Okay, that was a video. First of all, great video by the Out Ones Out, James. Second of all, yeah, he was missing out, guys. I think James was missing out a lot when it comes to what we grew up watching. I, much like him, watched a lot back then. You know, for all this people say it's mindless and all that, a lot of these shows taught us a lot, you know. And I think that gets overlooked. Like, it's mindless television. No, it's not mindless television. It can be mindless. I'll grant you, it can be mindless, but a lot of the shows I grew up watching taught me a lot of values, from Batman, the animated series, Kids Next Door, the Teen Titans, SpongeBob back in his heyday, the Fairly OddParents back in his heyday. Yeah, there was a lot of craziness, but it taught a lot of values. Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, Rocko's Modern Life, Hey Arnold definitely had a lot of good lessons in there. Proud Family, Impossible, all these shows. Even Jimmy Neutron. I thought Jimmy, honestly, looking back now, he kind of was a pretentious prick. Looking back now, watching Jimmy Neutron, he kind of was a pretentious prick. I can't like, even Timmy, as time went along, he became a pretentious prick as well. Like, even during the whole Jimmy TV Power Hour, which the albums always complained that they never got a crossover, even during that, Jimmy just came off as a condescending prick. I can't go into that, but I still love Jimmy TV Power Hour. I still love Jimmy Neutron. It's definitely an amazing show. But yeah, we had a lot of they were actually doing a lot of crossovers back then. During the cable era, we had a lot of shows, you know. I love Drake and Josh. I can go into so many shows I watched back in, but then this video will be too long, so I'm not gonna go into it. But long story short is, I had a lot of shows that I grew up watching, you know. I remember watching Shaman King, Ultimate Muscle, Gargoyles. How many of you guys remember Gargoyles? But along with PBS Kids and 4Kids, you know, the travesty that was 4Kids, Teenage Ninja Turtles, just so many shows back then that influenced me, taught me a lot of life lessons, and influenced my life a lot. They really did. So no, I don't think those shows were mindless. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. I do think shows that just goes out of the way to teach you just nothing but dribble is stupid. You can have shows with just abstract craziness that'll just be good. But, you know, a lot of I watched Power Rangers, for God's sakes. Yeah, I used to watch Power Rangers, and they had a pretty good. They had a lot of action and a lot of life lessons, and I really enjoyed those shows. So, and I don't regret not watching any one of them. Like, I really enjoyed Goosebumps. Like, I enjoyed reading the book, and I enjoyed watching the show. If you haven't watched Goosebumps, read the book, watch the show. Amazing. Just an amazing, you know, thing. But, yeah, that's just my 2 cents on stuff. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up, like and subscribe to support the channel. Let me know in those comment sections down below what I should react to next. And I will see you all in the next video, guys. Be sure to go check out the original video. Links are in the descriptions down below. Alright, that's my 2 cents, and I'm out of here, guys. Goodbye!